So for the last month, we've had our manger scene up on our altar. And I suspect if you went in most Christian churches in the last month, if it's not on the altar, somewhere in the sanctuary, you would find a manger scene. Anytime I look and study the manger scene, I am left with the same impression every time. It's a little off. And then I read the gospel story, whether I read it from Luke or the birth account in Matthew. I'm struck by the same thing. Whether I read it to myself or read it aloud as I did with you all this evening, I have the same impression. There's something a little off. We have several manger sets at home. We have a very nice one I got in the Holy Land on a trip some years back. It's made of olive wood and hand-carved. And that one, of course, goes high on a shelf where young people can't get to it. But we have another that we used to put underneath the Christmas tree, and the grandkids were welcome in, both while our children when they were younger, and then the grandkids are welcome to play with. Along the way, we had a house cat who went and laid in the manger under the tree every day, confirming for me it's a little off. Last year we went to our oldest son's several days before Christmas, and they had a manger scene out. As I went over to look at the characters in their manger scene, I saw Olaf the snowman from Frozen in the manger scene. I didn't have the heart to tell them that in the desert he wouldn't have lasted very long. Sometimes things are a little off. It's the people and the places of this story that don't always seem to add up to me. You read the story and think about what we just read. The angels show up. That's fitting for the birth of Jesus, except they don't show up where Jesus is. They show up out in the countryside to the shepherds. The shepherds were among the most low-class and disrespected citizens of that time. They spent weeks and even months out in the fields with sheep. Shower facilities were virtually non-existent, so you can imagine how sweet they were. They were known to come into town and shoplift what they needed when they had the opportunity to do so. They were among the most dishonest people in that place. And yet it's to them that the angels show up and sing. And they receive that news. I think, really? The angels didn't show up where Jesus was? The angels didn't go and sing to the government or the influential people of society, the movers and the shakers, as we might call them? Why, that just seems a little off. If we turn to Matthew, we find not shepherds, but wise men. The wise men were some kind of astronomers or even astrologers who were studying the stars. They weren't good Jewish men. They weren't following a Far Eastern religion. And yet they become convinced that a star is guiding them on a journey. And so they leave home and undertake that journey. They arrive in Jerusalem and ask where Jesus is. And why not? Jerusalem's the capital. It's where important things happen. Why wouldn't the Savior of the world be born in this important place? But you see, the story's a little off. Because Jesus is 5 miles away in a no-name town called Bethlehem, where nothing exciting ever really happens. Why, and even Jesus' parents. It does say that Joseph was born of David's lineage, but he was a blue-collar worker, carpenter, eking out a living hand to mouth, like most people of that time. And here's Mary, a young girl, already pregnant with a child she claims is from God. The details are a little off. And then when the birth takes place, there's no room for them anywhere respectable in town. And they end up out in the barn. that's where Jesus came, and it just seems a little off. And the glory of the story, the joy of the story, the gladness in the story is that it is a little off. Because it means that Jesus comes today. Folks like you and me, who probably aren't among the movers and shakers of the world. Some of us eking out a living hand to mouth. Some of us struggling through life, finding it to be one challenge after another, one hurdle after another. And it's exactly people like us that are in that manger scene. That's what makes this such a wonderful and glorious night. And a story that draws us back again and again and again. So we look around at the world in which we live. And I don't need to give you the litany of what's wrong with it. If you don't know it, turn on the news. You'll have it in 5 minutes. In the midst of that broken, hurried world, a Savior still comes. It still comes to every heart that will receive Him and welcomes Him in. And He changes life and sustains us and carries us and blesses us. You know, those aren't the people I might want in the story. The shepherds, the animals, or even the wise men. I might not wish it was in the barn out back. But all those details make the story relevant to my life and to your life. And it's Him who comes and blesses us all. Thank God this story is a little off.